We were peeking in your Bible.
Okay.
I was taking some sneak peeks, you know.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Lucky for you, I couldn't read the writing.
This does not surprise me.
Primarily Critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical. If movies at an after party, this would be it.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
Because we've got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy. And we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird, or gross.
We pass judgment on them all.
This beer is incredibly hoppy.
That's not the line, Steve.
Where's the...
Sorry. Today!
There we
That's
go.
what I'm looking for.
There's a puppet for every master and a master for every puppet. You are both. My name is Steve. I'm here with...
I'm Phil.
And this is...
John.
Well, if you don't know, look at my mug.
Yes.
Yes. We've got
my beer is too dark.
new mugs and we've got tactical pens. We're
We're ready for
tip-top
something.
shape.
We're ready for something. I don't know what it is, but we're ready.
It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. And, yes, Allegiant.
Legion, we're going to get right into it.
This is the third installment in the Divergent series of movies. Now, when I started picking them, I noticed that there was 3 movies and 3 books, and I wanted to get through all the movies and see what I thought of the entire thing. And halfway through, I discovered, guess what?
That they didn't conclude the series.
They didn't conclude the series. That's right. They were going to make a 4th movie, but they didn't do it because it was... I think they were going to downplay it or give them less money, and
then they were going to move it to a TV movie.
And then the actors started bailing.
The actors started bailing, right? Because they said, "Well, no, we did not sign up for a TV movie. I don't want to be a TV actor," and blah blah blah.
Or who knows?
I'll be honest. I think because the third movie sucked, it just was disappointing.
Really?
What?
I did not. It
Jeff
really,
Daniels didn't bring it out.
No.
Really?
I was waiting for a big payoff, a big, spectacular ending to the trilogy. But because now we know they wanted to make it, maybe the 4th movie would have brought it home in a bigger way.
That's right. But take away the fact that it didn't end the way you wanted it. Outside of that,
it's not that it didn't end the way I wanted it. I'm not even sure how I would have wanted it. I would have wanted to see more of what was going on outside of Chicago. We didn't really get that. They talked about the Providence. That was the land. And
we kind of went
briefly met them.
3 cities.
And they kind of flew around this beautiful post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, Providence. Yeah,
it's not beautiful. It's quite.
I mean, if Providence was
sandy.
the closest thing to beautiful in this.
Yeah, outside of the walls, it's all like
it's
a barren wasteland, toxic wasteland.
Mm.
But it didn't have a spectacular ending to it that I was hoping for. It just kind of was okay.
Yeah,
I like the whole the secular society that they had at the beginning on the first thing. Mm-hmm. They didn't really go back there at all.
No.
So now when we're and the second movie there was kind of hazy that way too, but the third one apparently. The downfall of humanity was genetically altered babies. So humanity had what are they called? Designer babies.
Yes.
And they thought that this would get rid of segregation, and it didn't. It made segregation much worse.
Right.
So and then I guess there was a war. Yada yada yada. Sandbox and. That's kind of cool because you see that happening in today's society right now.
It's true.
Designer babies, man, they're coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It all started with Dolly, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about designer babies, Phil?
I don't know. Things are gonna happen, and we're probably not going to be around to see this happen. Maybe.
Well, you never know, and it might be happening, and we just don't know it because there's this whole thing where the international community said that genetic cloning is a no-no and blah blah blah. But there's lots of people that are saying on documentaries and stuff that it's been happening and it's been going on and stuff in countries that various countries. I'm not going to throw countries out there because I don't want to throw any under the bus and being uneducated about it. But
I do know that there were 2 confirmed genetically altered babies in China.
yeah, I was going to say China, but
They,
I didn't want to.
Canada,
they're
would,
supposed
Canada
to be,
wouldn't do
yeah.
anything like
supposed to
that.
be HIV immune, right? And
Well-
that, generally speaking, that's a good thing. But
Well, yeah, but who controls that, right? Who, like, we have to have standards or laws in place because then you're going to create super babies that are
Well, yeah. Well, then of
specific.
course, but and people want to, and this could change a country's future if they start having super babies and the rest of the world's not.
Yeah.
The future of that country starts looking really good, right? So there is an incentive for countries to want to do this, right?
Yeah. Well,
and-
this movie talks to that, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. The funny thing to me, all this time throughout the first couple movies, they were being watched like some kind of lab test.
Yeah.
Lab rats.
Yeah, they were guinea pigs, and yeah.
That seemed like, okay. And then, literally they're watching anything they want around. They had some kind of technology to do that.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
it really
It just...
at the very beginning of the movie, they're trying to reform society, and they decide they're going to hold trials in this broken down warehouse,
Right.
And they have nice buildings, and we've seen them.
Yes.
They have really
Nice buildings, yes.
And they're not going to hold the trials there. They're going to
No.
hold the trials in this dilapidated warehouse, and then just execute people.
That's a good point, man. Yeah, it was barbaric. It was
It was
really
very barbaric.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's her name? Evelyn, is that her name?
Yeah.
Naomi Watts? Is that
Evelyn, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so she's like the biggest power now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She should have taken over, what's her face? Is Kate Winslet's, domain.
Maybe they
but she
wanted to
didn't.
look like they don't need the trappings of being, the rich. Whatever.
Well,
I agree, Steve. They
A
were like
flush
shooting
toilet
people
would be a
right-
nice thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I was not a big fan of this third movie. I just think it didn't.
It's funny. I enjoyed the third movie the best.
You did?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
So?
Because I had struggled in the first movie. I really struggled with the whole concept.
I did too.
Because we brought that up in the podcast. Like
Yeah.
I just thought like the whole idea of segregating people into it was just. But because by the third movie, I'd really softened to this idea. I knew what I was coming into. So I guess I was lowered expectations. Maybe I don't know. But I could take it from a less critical standpoint because I was kind of already knew what I was, and it was and also I'd read that it was the biggest flop of the three, so I had
Apparently.
really low expectations.
Yeah.
But
I
then I
didn't know
actually
that.
enjoyed it. I watched it. I'm like, hey, this wasn't so bad.
I didn't even know there was a third one. That's how much I knew about this. I enjoyed the second one the best of the three.
Okay.
Steve, what thoughts?
Well, it was a strange mix. I really like dystopian movies.
I do too.
And
yeah.
I also really like cool sci-fi.
Yeah,
'Cause there were some really cool gadgets.
there was.
There was.
And like they had little. Every soldier had personalized drones.
Drones, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just brilliant.
That
I
was.
loved it.
It was.
But I mean, I gush over stuff like that.
I do too.
Maybe I'm easy.
Okay,
But do you think there would be more of a blend? Because there's like clean and nice and very, very high tech, and then there's like shitting in a hole.
Yeah, it's true. You're
Yeah.
right. It's like there's yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves throughout the whole three movies, this Peter character that's played by the actor Miles Teller.
Right.
He's a two-faced motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they keep letting him be part of the gang.
But hey, he saved their
keeps
ass
hanging
in
around.
previously, right?
What
He
the
was
hell?
integral to their survival in the previous one. He
Yeah.
wormed his way in. He was like
Okay, but fool me once. What's the saying?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me
Shit.
twice, shame on me.
Okay, give me a third one. Killed him, motherfucker. Like, come on, that was so lame to me. He kept screwing up with things. He kept trying to...
No. This is the guy. You're forgetting the whole part that he actually did that whole thing, gave them away so he could get in good with the... he was the spy. He was the spy, right?
He did whatever he did to save his own ass every movie, and it just was like enough.
He reminds me of the character of Finger in Game of Thrones. You guys watch Game of Thrones?
Littlefinger,
yeah, Littlefinger,
yes,
that's it.
He does whatever,
it's true.
Makes him survive, and that's his character. But 3 movies of that guy was kind of getting tired. I enjoy Triss.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he's the asshole, but he's an asshole every movie. So, my opinion, Triss was great as usual. Shailene Woodley and 4. I dig Theo James.
Yeah,
seems like he, he's a real action star, and I don't know the rest of the cast. You really don't get.
I don't think there's
cast,
any issues
right?
with the acting here whatsoever. I didn't find anyone where I didn't believe them or I thought there was
Yeah. What bugs me, another thing that bugs me, I don't know if you think of this too. Well, nobody thought to go beyond the wall because they were told you can't go. Nobody explored.
It's true.
They kind of just hovered around there for 200 years.
These were the things we brought up in the previous podcast.
I know,
and we this is the thing. These were the fundamental problems that we had with this thing. But I was over that. We already talked. So I was like, okay, lowered expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised. So but I think, I don't know.
Steve, you got some notes.
I got lots of notes.
The Bible.
Okay, so they're trying to get away with Caleb. They spring Caleb and they run away and they grab a car. And then a couple of soldiers are like, "What are you doing with that prisoner?" And he shoves him into a ditch and shoots into the ditch.
Yeah.
And they immediately assume, "Oh, he must have killed him."
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Was it the same
Was
director?
that believable, John?
Well, I mean, it depends how close he shot. I mean, but I guess I would kind of want to.
Well,
would you want to see that though? Maybe these guys are like, oh man, like it's gonna be grisly, right? Maybe they didn't want to see this, but no, you're right. You'd probably want to look.
It kind of felt weak. Another thing that's weak to me, everybody's having the civil war within the Chicago, right?
Yeah.
They're fighting, and all of a sudden, all it took was Triss to show up in a hologram. Hey, everybody, it's all good.
She's
famous.
It's true. She's supposed to be famous.
She's like a goddess, kind of.
It's true, and she is kind of famous at that point.
Yeah,
but you do get the sense that anyone that gets control of this hologram on the buildings
but it
can
just
really
felt
just kind of like
they just kind of glossed over all the fighting. There must have been a lot of brutal stuff going on, with factions and everything, and everybody's just chilled out. Oh yeah, you're my buddy now.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the struggle maybe that other movies.
Well,
okay. Put it this way: other trilogies have done a better job of landing their third movie to pay the payoff. And it comes to mind is Lord of the Rings, which is one of my favorites. Back to the Future.
Sure.
It just didn't feel like this grand.
Here's what I would say about this is that I feel like the flaw in this whole trilogy is in the writing, and it was like you couldn't you just the premise was not a great one, and I don't know, like if you had to rewrite it and what would you like to redone. I don't know how you do much better than that they did because the premise was kind of stupid. I think the basic premise of breaking, I said this in the other podcast, breaking people into factions and stuff, it's just a dumb idea from the start because people are multidimensional and everybody knows that. We're not just Aphrodite or whatever the fuck, we're not just this or that. We're all those things exist in people and we all know that. So it's kind of a dumb premise to start. It goes
beyond that because now they look, these guys that we're watching them call them damaged, right? They're all
damaged. Yeah,
they like labels. They love labels.
Yeah, they love labels in this feature. Yeah. Here's one. Sorry, Steve, you were about to say something, but I cannot get over the fact in the first couple movies you had serums that they injected into you and they can
make you tell the truth,
that kind of thing, and make you have like these vision quests and stuff. In the third movie, let's go to gas. Let's gas people into not remembering stuff.
Erasing their memories.
Seemed kind of right. And then all of a sudden, the city had all this hardware to spread gas.
Gas, yeah. Didn't
when
anyone notice this
Yeah,
all these years? Like,
what you doing up there? Putting a gas canister in.
right. Why are these ducks running through?
Yeah, it's this massive thing. And then
They're all
in the
too
movie,
stupid to
it's
figure
so
it out.
stupid. They're just like they could see red gas.
Isn't it
Don't go over
convenient?
there.
I was going to say that. Isn't it convenient that the gas was orange?
Yeah,
red,
They
orange.
didn't have to make it visible.
I know. That was just
It's
stupid.
like
And not only that, is that it
can
looked like they
escape it.
released enough gas to make them at least lose half their memory,
Yeah, it
or
was
somewhat,
like,
right?
they're
It was.
It was a
like,
lot of gas.
It was a lot of
it
gas,
just
you know. and-
seemed pretty
wasn't even
right.
windy.
Yeah, like is this how
Yeah.
how long did we gas? Is it like a 24-hour gassing that needs to occur here? I mean, there was a lot of gas emitted there, you know.
Yeah, some poor. There must have
Yeah.
been some casualties that walked into. Hey, Bob! Oh, falls into the
Yeah.
gas. Where am
They're
I?
like Bob or Dennis?
Bob?
Dennis?
Who
Bill?
am I? Where am I? What is this?
I know you, but I can't remember your name.
It just seems silly
Yeah,
to me.
I don't know. Partial.
Silly. But
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
I got it off my chest now. I can.
You got it off your chest?
I got it.
Yeah. Steve's got notes, so.
Uh, well, but that orange gas was my next.
I think it was red, but
It was orange. It was
Yeah,
orange?
yeah.
Yeah.
even my color on my TV was malfunctioning.
It seemed all these movies seem to feed into paranoia.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
somebody's always trying to keep you down. Keep you down.
Yeah.
But that's a common
You know.
theme with the different movies like Hunger Games. Hunger Games comes to mind, but
Yeah.
you're right. It's like
the
this,
man.
the man.
Well, the Hunger Games is this. You can't talk about really this movie without talking about the Hunger Games, right?
I guess
because
not.
they came out the same, relatively same time.
They dealt
Hunger
with the
Games stole the
same-
show, and really is they've said is it directly relates to the failure of this series is because the Hunger Games kind of
Took their thunder.
did something similar
Or-
and did it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen Hunger Games.
Uh-oh. Is that going to be your
No,
next
No,
another
no,
trilogy
well,
coming from the McClellan.
No, we're gonna take a break from. We might take a break from that.
All right.
Maybe for
pick? Hey, for all you It fans, did you notice Bill Skarsgård, the actor, who in It, he plays Pennywise, the new It movies.
Oh.
Yeah. He was the one guy that was kind of helping him out, right?
Yeah, he
And
was
then he
like
gets- he gets-
David's dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Something to think about when you watch this,
Interesting.
if you ever
Okay.
watch this.
Yeah,
Didn't-
those
I did not know
Skarsgårds,
that,
they
no.
get around.
Yeah.
How did you like Jeff Daniels as the bad guy? He comes on being like, "Oh, nice guy." Hey.
Did you immediately know that he was bad?
Oh, I thought so.
Did you?
I wasn't sure. My wife knew right away. She
It
has
just
that
felt
sixth
like
sense, especially when
this-
it comes to men. She can just
Yeah, you could smell it.
she can smell it. He's bad.
Even though you can't smell a movie.
Yeah.
Smell that
Smell-o-vision.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a two-faced weasel.
Weasel.
Yeah. Yeah, I was disappointed in this one.
Oh, I liked it.
I liked it too. I say go in and expect less, and you would if you watched the first two. So you'll enjoy it. You know, that's what I'd say.
Well, should we get into some trivia?
Yeah. Let's get into trivia.
All right.
Like many other adaptations of young adult novel series, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight, the plan was to split the last book in the series, Allegiant, into two films. With this movie basically covering the first half and Allegiant Part 2 covering the rest. However, due to negative reviews and a disappointing box office result, it was decided to turn Ascendant, which was supposed to be the fourth movie, into a TV series instead. TV movie instead, sorry. To be followed up by a spin-off TV series. Shailene Woodley, our heroine, she plays Triss. Theo James and Miles Teller subsequently pulled out of the project.
Well, there you go. That
That's
kind
it.
of
Yeah.
explains the whole situation as to why it felt like it wasn't an ending.
Yeah.
It felt like there's an opening for the fourth movie, which never happened.
Well, don't you think
And
there's
then
a
maybe that's why it was not the big ending I was hoping for.
well, sure.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It absolutely. It did
Yeah.
not conclude, and it was very disappointing, especially. But don't you think that people should learn from this? Is that if you're gonna do that trilogy, split the thing like they said they've done in these other movies,
Yeah,
right?
They did it with Hunger Games.
Should you
right?
not get those movies, both movies, done, filmed before you release the second last one, because they said here because of bad reviews they didn't go into the filming of the. They should have had that thing filmed. I feel like before you release it, have it done, because man, this makes everybody involved in this project look stupid. I mean,
it does.
It's not good on your resume.
Out, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look good on the resume. Everyone kind of it looks,
Sounds like this just didn't work out.
No,
and I think that whole Twilight, Harry Potter, it kind of had its run. I think we moved on to superhero movies, and the attention moved on from the teenage post-apocalyptic kind of movie, and maybe that just that's the way it is, I guess.
I don't know.
So, sorry.
So, yeah, these pens are loud.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
It's all right.
Well, I'll take
kill
the next.
people.
Wait.
What, you got
I have more to say on what John said. The Matrix did this thing where they released the first movie, and then they saw how successful it was, and then they shot the second two movies at the same time.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, okay, you're going to give us a series. I want to shoot all the rest of the series at the same time and secure that money," and then that's how they did it. Also, for Lord of the Rings, they knew they were going to make 3 movies right from the get-go, and they filmed all 3 at the same time.
Yeah. Exactly.
You need to do it that way.
You need to do it that way. This was what not to do, because this is you left if you had fans, you really left them out. You threw them to the wolves.
Yeah.
That's what you did here. You you have a trilogy, and you might have grabbed some fans, and then you just and so no one's going to follow you guys. You look at the people that made this movie, you kind of go, I'm not sure I want to get into another trilogy made by these guys, because
these guys are schmucks.
Yeah, they might not see it through. So
I was when I was after watching the movie, I went to IMDb and checked out just briefly the people's response, criticism, and reviews. It was not good.
No,
like low reviews
for this movie.
Yeah,
just
or
the series.
Movie. No. I guess this movie in particular. But
I find that interesting, because this was, like I say, it was probably my favorite of the 3. But that's because I had so many problems with the first. The first one especially, because I couldn't get over the concept, and I was still not getting over the second. But by the third, I had no expectations, and so I actually really enjoyed it. So go in with lowered expectations, and this is a good movie.
There you go.
There
you go.
Just expect crap, and you'll
always
find the diamond.
Always be surprised.
That's right.
I'll get the next trivia.
Please.
We're gonna move on here.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet was so keen to return in any capacity as either a flashback or a simulation that she got her agents to get in contact with the producers to specify her availability. Wow. However, it was the producers who turned down the opportunity for the sake of time and storyline constraints. Interesting.
Really?
Ugh.
Well, she's dead.
Well, in the second one she gets capped.
She's dead.
But they didn't show her dead. They just went one of those bang kind of things and went to black. Whatever.
Right.
She must have had a lot of fun.
What?
She must have enjoyed it. Well, she's worked with James Cameron before. This is why. So probably everybody is, since James Cameron is she's just having a
blast. Everything after
James Cameron is just a blast.
I really like her.
He's a bastard, is what it is.
I like what she does, and I really was like, I liked her, seeing her as a bad guy,
Yeah.
Because you don't see her do that.
Really. Yeah, no, it's
and
true.
She must have had fun being the bad guy in a movie for a change.
She probably enjoyed it.
So, well, they took away her toy.
I love Kate Winslet. I think she's like, she takes all these different roles. She's just been everything, I think she won't finish until she... I don't know what's next on her slate. She's going to be like a psycho killer or something. She's just...
That would be different.
Yeah.
Well, she kind of was in that movie. She was killing people. She
didn't
give a shit about anybody and whatever her agenda was.
She was a brilliant bad lady.
She was, yes. Should I take the next one? All right. Drones are supposed to be controlled by one's left hand. However, Chris is the only character who controls her drones with her right hand. This is due to Zoe Kravitz being left-handed.
Oh, really?
Well, okay.
I guess that's a book thing.
Yeah. And is that really a flaw? Like, to me, I just think, you could choose with either hand. I can control them with this hand, or I can control
I don't know, but all my life, I'm a left-handed guy. This world was not made for a left-handed person.
No.
I'll tell you right now, people.
Yeah. Even
you
now?
want to talk about divergent, segregating people.
Yeah.
We can get into this.
We
Oh
can get
man,
into
see,
it.
you know,
Get me
this is
started.
just tying. You were just earlier talking about your.
So in
you have
this
sympathy
world,
for everyone that's named Phil.
They
all right,
they
now you
call
have.
people damaged. They would have
So-
eliminated
so-
left-handed people. They would have got rid of us because that's
right.
default.
So really, a guy named Phil with a left-handed Phil, you just.
Well, they'd
you
get
might
rid
as well
of
marry
all
this
of them
guy
in the
'cause you
future. They
could-
wouldn't
oh,
have a
all
Phil
right.
with a left
So,
hand.
John, what we gotta do is we gotta start an experiment
Okay.
where we breed left-handed people. try to
Right.
create a right-handed person,
Right.
and then.
But this is what this
I'm
movie.
sorry.
These movies are all
I don't know
about
where
that
I'm going.
kind of
It
thing.
was good,
They
though.
don't. They want to control humans
Yeah.
so they can't be. Put them in a box because that's what you can do.
Yeah.
Or that's your personality type.
Sure.
Well, I'm left-handed, damn it, and I'm pacifist.
You know,
I can't change.
You're talking like you're like you're born with like you're disabled or something. You can't. Being left-handed is not that bad.
Okay,
Oh,
moving
well,
on.
you try being
moving on.
left-handed.
No,
Whatever.
moving on. Every faction has a serum. Dauntless has fear. Candor has a truth serum. Amity has a peace serum, and Erudite has a death serum, and Abnegation has a reset memory.
Damn.
I didn't quite catch that.
I
in the
did
movie.
not catch that. That must be from
It
the
must
book.
be from the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
But
they were all
that's,
about the gas in this movie.
I mean, we knew about the truth serum
Gas
for sure. But I don't. Yeah, I don't. Peace. I don't remember.
That's
yeah.
really interesting. That's really interesting. I guess these are like weapons of choice or something like that. I don't know.
Wow. I see. Now that I know that, I'm sure this comes from the books because, like we said,
yeah, that wasn't really touched
So
on.
I wish they'd put this more in the movie. I think that would have been more
Yeah.
cool, where
I
they
think-
had these. It's kind of like a power, this serum.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It must be very tough to distill a book down to a movie form, which is 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, sure.
How do
You gotta
get-
lose stuff. Yeah.
They're not going to please everybody. So,
No.
yeah, they didn't really get into that. They touched again on the truth serum from Candor, and then the gas thing, the whole mind erasing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And that didn't really seem that had nothing to do with what's that one abdication. That had to do with outside of
yeah.
the city of Chicago. Right, the reset memory. So we're saying that they're saying that within the factions prior to this whole outside force, abdication had the ability to reset memories.
I guess so.
Seems
Maybe
that
that's
way.
why they had the machines there already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you guys feel about the whole idea that there's still humans living on in out there trying to survive? How are they surviving? Who knows?
Fringe people.
Fringe
Yeah.
people, and they would just go in there and take all the kids and wipe their memories so they wouldn't. It was
I
just,
didn't quite understand that.
That I didn't understand that either. They show them abducting children,
yeah.
and you figure there's going to be this is going to be explained somehow, but it wasn't.
It really wasn't. Yeah.
Well, it was a cruel thing to do, of course. And
Yeah, but why are they doing it?
Because they want the youth to keep the species going, I guess.
Why can't they just?
Why
breed?
can't they just breed with each other?
Maybe these
Genetic purists.
genetic pure. Or what do they call them before? Designer babies
Yeah.
can't make babies.
Wow, I don't
That's
think
weird.
so. No, because they could genetically fix that. Right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
this
know.
makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Well,
Why? So that is a flaw in the movie that they're going out and abducting. That's actually a kind of a twisted thing to throw in there.
super twisted.
Yeah.
Well, I think they wanted to show this is how bad it is. They on the surface, all these people were nice people. It seemed like everything's great, and then when you get down to it, they're just awful.
So they threw that in there to show that they're bad people. They're baby abductors.
Well,
they're
yeah,
kid
to
abductors.
show that
They're
there's
just,
a reason to rise up. We got to stop this, and they
Yeah,
ultimately
all right.
do
All
as
right,
they do,
okay. Sure.
and they show up as a hologram and say everything's peach keen, it's good.
Yeah.
Stop killing each other, and
What
they
was
do.
the name
They
of that
stop.
city? The
Providence.
The pure city. Providence.
Yes.
Providence. Yes.
Yeah. When David was setting the autopilot, he pressed the button for pure city.
Ah.
I did not catch that.
I caught that.
Pure city.
They
I don't
should
know.
have just set the button to Winnipeg because we would have been here. Still
This is
freezing their asses off.
funny you get it. Oh, jeez. Oh.
We were all hanging out.
Oh.
What's the
So-
problem? Everything's
Basically,
Take off, you hoser.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Is that Allegiant, gentlemen?
I think so.
It's done. That finishes our experiment.
Yeah.
Experiment. It's your experiment. You dragged us into it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I did that. I dragged you into my little Divergent series experiment, and now I can.
Now we're done.
Now we're done.
Yeah,
Now
I'm
we're
a
done.
little
Guess so.
sad to see it go. I mean, it was a horrible trilogy, but I'm still sad to see it go because I was
It was so.
the character. I got attached to some characters.
Gotcha.
It was
Yeah,
okay.
The character, the acting was good.
was
There were some
okay.
good characters, but yeah. All right.
Tune in next week, Monday at noon, when we cover Roadside Prophets. Now, without any spoilers, John, why did you pick this movie?
Okay, this is a movie I've wanted to pick for a very long time. I watched this movie. I actually watched it. When did this come out? It came out in
Early 90s, I think.
yeah. So I saw this very around the time this came out. Probably when it came out in video. So I saw it a long time ago, and I loved it. And so I wanted to see it again. And I wanted to, and I've been trying for a long time, as you guys know, to find it. It's very difficult to find. But now it is on Google Movies. Google Movies?
Yeah, it's on iTunes as well. I found it on iTunes. Now, there was a huge chunk of time where you wanted to pick two movies, Roadside Prophets and Reflecting Skin.
Yes.
And we couldn't find them anywhere.
No.
We couldn't steal them, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we could not find them.
And so it was just impossible to find these movies. And then they eventually came around. Technology caught up with Primarily Critical.
There we go.
and there you go.
And here it is.
Here it
Roadside
is.
Prophets. Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Me neither.
Check out our website, primarylycritical.com. We got all our podcasts there ready for you to peruse at your leisure. And we have a Discord. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Come on out.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Come on out. We'd love to hear from you.
You can go to any one of those places and say something, and we'll answer you. At least this guy will. I might be drunk. But
It's possible.
it is possible.
Very likely.
Cheers.
Cheers!
Hey.
Bye-bye.
Right on, man.